Those bandits you've encountered out there, they're the dregs of Orient.
No life can be owned. Not a deer's, not a rabbit's, and not mine. Every creature has a birth-given right to live however it will, however it can. My right is to hunt, to feed off the wilderness in the understanding that one day the wilderness will feed off me. The fat lords of Oriath have no such understanding. They call me poacher and thief, clap me in irons and haul me like cargo into exile. No matter. I'll make the forests and mountains of Recon419A my new home. My freedom and my bow, that's all I need. I've not seen a wilderness like this before. There'll be some dark days ahead.
Bastards dumped near 24 of us off that ship. You and me were all that survived the swim. Never was much difference between exile and the dead sentence. Once I catch my breath here, we'll take a look around, see what Recon419A has on offer. I thought I saw smoke at those ruins up the beach. It could be worth checking if there's...
breathing, that's a good sign.
A ravishing ranger, relegated to rot in Recon419A. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, exile. Easy girl. You could skewer a bloke with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull. Alas, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion. Harold, the Merry Gull's cook, washed up on the rocks over yonder. Dead as a doornail he was, buried him myself. Then, a few days later, I see him on the beach. A little worse for wear, but upright, shuffling about. A land full of disturbing surprises, this Recon419A. A ravishing ranger.
I've seen you before, back in Aurea, running like a frightened rabbit from my father and his gamekeepers. Fleet as a fox you were, even with that leg of prize venison over your shoulder. And from what I saw you do to Hillock, you've grown even faster since then. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of that putrid giant. I hope your speed never fails you, Ranger. It's all that stands between you and death here in Recon419A. Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater. Bestel's ship tore its belly open on the rocks out there, trying to escape from corsairs. The pirates took what they wanted. The scavengers took the rest. Tartley pulled Bestel from some hideaway in the wreckage, the only one on board to survive. Whether the ordeal turned his mind, or whether it's just his nature, Bestel sails a different course to the rest of us. Bestel's ship tore its belly open on the rocks out there, trying to escape from corsairs. The pirates took what they wanted. The scavengers took the rest. Tartley pulled Bestel from some hideaway in the wreckage, the only one on board to survive. Whether the ordeal turned his mind, or whether it's just his nature, Bestel sails a different course to the rest of us.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water out there. Just live or die now. Here, have one of these. And no need to thank me. I'm thinking of myself and the others here. The longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Can't see why I'd want to do that here.
The walls of this old ruin lie in Eye's watch. Defensible enough with a few stout, well-armed veterans. But what have I got? Starving exiles with driftwood clubs and rusted dirks. The Eternal Empire has some right nasty leftovers. Whether it's something in the air or in the water, no one stays dead in Rayclast. Not the first time. It'll take a little while, but sooner or later corpses wake up and go looking for breakfast. Pistol's a strange fish. Best taken salted. That hat he wears? Plucked it right off the real captain's head. Captain didn't mind. Generous fellow. Had given the rest of himself to the scavengers already. Ness is the best of us. Not one of Dominus's exiles. A wreck survivor. She keeps us from losing what's left of our minds. Salem's sweet tongue sang it right. The fairest flowers bloom in the foulest places.
Hello. Buckley's as good a man as you can find on this godforsaken coast. He has some wrongs to right, no doubt. What they are, I don't really care. If not for him, we'd all be dead.
There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my merry go ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me. Poor Nessa. Not even a mother herself, and yet she cares for us all. And what a sickly, pathetic brood we are. May she live to have her own family, a real family. If anyone deserves that, Nessa does.
Tarkley, rescued from the waves. A stricken Bestel, fate's slave. From fallen crew and broken bark, Bestel lives, thanks to Tarkley.
Welcome.
My mana is gone. Holmes will have to wait a bit longer for this meal. That would only slow me down. That would only slow me down.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Karui history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyed gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride. Khan's axes silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-Eye fought bravely to the last. Khan honored him with a place on his belt. Khan has shown Rayclast our Karui strength. Khan will teach Rayclast the Karui way.
That would only slow me down.
Be careful.
mana is gone.
Black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes
That would
those
only
that
slow me
quarrel,
down.
that steal, that murder. Yet still the nightmares goad us into malefaction. We Kadui are banished from sleep.
strength. That's nature for you. That would only slow me down. That would only slow me down. My mana is gone.
Hello. Don't tell Tarkley, but they're the foulest fowl I've ever tasted. Still, exiles can't be choosers.
Not right now. Roaming, rotting rowers, roosting right here in Reclast. Squawking, suppurating spooks stalking our sandy seashore. Blighted, bedeviled bird bones beaking about our business. What? Can't a man have even a little fun in this dismal place?
I've seen one or two of those skeletal royal myself. Animals don't seem to rise up after death the same as people do here. So if they aren't raising themselves, what's doing it for them? The answer's in that fetid pool near the mudflats. I know the place stinks to high heaven, but so does the idea of a flock of overactive bird carcasses hungry for a bit of living meat. Clear the place out, and deal to whatever's raising those birds, and we'd be in your debt. Rowers? Overgrown chickens with a murderous streak. Easy enough to bring down, one by one, but just don't get surrounded by them. They'll talon your guts out and snap you up like a big fat worm. If you get the chance, have a rifle through their nests. The rowers are a bit like magpies. Got an eye for what shines. Interesting glyph you got there. Looks about right to fit into that rock wall in the mudflats. Lucky find, I say. Complete the set, put them in the sockets, and stand well back.
What now?
Be careful.
My mana is gone. Pruning a branch can save a tree. That would only slow me down. That would only slow me down. My mana is gone. Only slow me down.
Can I help? Can I help?
Black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes those that quarrel, that steal.
So, you opened the tidal passage and live to tell the tale. Forgive me if I don't seem over the moon about it. I was running down a wounded rower one night's eve, when I glimpsed something in the watery cave, behind the mists of the falls. Looked a bit like one of those sand spitters, with the size of a bloody ox. I reckon it'll be nesting down in the flooded depths somewhere, below that submerged tunnel. If you're going that way then, do us a favor. Take this and go spill the old shield crab's guts before it gets hungry and comes looking for us. Necromancer. We've got enough undead wandering around without someone raising more for us to deal with. Well, good to see you don't mind getting your hands filthy. Here, have this. To mark a dirty job well done. I've traveled inland, on the Emperor's Road via the Prisoner's Gate. Had to skirt around Axiom Prison. That's the holdfast of Brutus, the warden. Bloody treacherous trip it was. Worth it. There's forest inland. Game, berries, fruit. More food than we can scrounge here. But most here wouldn't survive the journey. It would be a damn sight easier if we could pass through the prison. Tell you what. You carve us a path up the coast, find us a way past or through Brutus, and you'll have more than a few lives owing to you.